afternoon, everybody. Today's topic of discussion is fatty liver, ethanol metabolism, and ethanol toxicity. First of all, the fatty liver. What is fatty liver? Excess accumulation of triglyceride in the liver is called fatty liver. Before going to the discussion of etiology of fatty liver, we have to understand the source of free fatty acid in the liver that will be converted to triglyceride. First of all, the diet. Second is adipose tissue lipolysis, and third is fatty acid biosynthesis from acetyl CoA. Then what will be the fate of fatty acid? Fatty acid is converted to triglyceride in combination with glycerol, and this triglyceride forms the VLDL and released into the blood. Second fate is esterification of cholesterol ester. Third is formation of phospholipid, and fourth is formation of ketone body. Then the etiology of fatty liver. First etiology of fatty liver is prolonged starvation. In prolonged starvation, as there is a decreased insulin glucagon ratio, what happens? There is increased adipose tissue lipolysis, as there is stimulation of hormone sensitive lipase by the altered insulin glucagon ratio, that is decreased in insulin glucagon ratio, and that leads to increased free fatty acid within the liver. Second is this free fatty acid forms a triglyceride, but it cannot be released as there is a less nutrient. So there is a decreased formation of apolipoprotein, so there is a decreased formation of VLDL. And in prolonged starvation, there is a hampering of VLDL release. Second cause is chronic alcoholics, and the causes of fatty liver in alcoholics that will be discussed later on. Third is decreased lipoprotein factors, and fourth is genetic deficiency of apolipoprotein synthesis. That's all about the fatty liver. What is fatty liver and what are the causes? The next is lipotrophic factors. What are the lipotrophic factors? These are the substances which prevent the formation of fatty liver. Examples are choline, methionine, betaine, folic acid, vitamin B12, lysine, serine, and inositol. These compounds directly or indirectly forms the phospholipid from free fatty acid. So free fatty acid is channelized to formation of phospholipid instead of formation of triglyceride. So in this way, lipotrophic factor reduce the chance of fatty liver formation. Next is how the ethanol is metabolized. Ethanol is metabolized in two ways. One is ethanol is oxidized to form acetaldehyde by the alcohol dehydrogenase in the cytosol, and during this oxidation NAD is reduced to form NADH plus H plus. Next, acetaldehyde is oxidized to form acetic acid by the acetaldehyde dehydrogenase that occurs within the mitochondria, and during this oxidation NAD gets reduced to form NADH plus H plus. Then acetic acid is converted to acetyl-CoA by the acetyl-CoA synthase. Then acetyl-CoA is utilized for TCA cycle, fatty acid synthesis and triglyceride synthesis. This is the major route of ethanol metabolism. Second is ethanol can be metabolized by MEOS system, that is the cytochrome P450 dependent microsomal ethanol oxidizing system. This system oxidizes the ethanol to acetaldehyde, and during this oxidation NADPH plus H plus is oxidized to NADP and oxygen is converted to water. Then what are the toxicity that can be caused by the ethanol? Toxicity of the ethanol can be acute in nature or chronic. Acute toxicity may be occur if a very large amount of ethanol is consumed at a time and the patient presented with lactic acidosis, hypoglycemia and coma. Why there is a lactic acidosis? During metabolism of ethanol, as there is an increased NADH plus NADH NAD ratio, increased NADH NAD ratio, what happens? Pyruvate, that is the end product of aerobic glycolysis, is reduced to form lactate. So there is a lactic acidosis. Why there is a hypoglycemia? As the pyruvate is converted to lactate, so lactate and pyruvate cannot be utilized for the neoglucogenesis. So there is hypoglycemia. Coma. Next presentation is coma. As acetaldehyde concentration in the blood increases, acetaldehyde binds with the different proteins and lipid. That leads to membrane lipid affection, and there is a hampering of neurotransmitter release, and that leads to depression of cerebral function. These all about the acute toxicity. Then the chronic toxicity. When the chronic toxicity occurs, it occurs when patient takes more than 80 grams per day for consecutive 15 years. This leads to fatty liver and ultimately cirrhosis and hyperuricemia. Why there is a fatty liver? During metabolism of ethanol, there is a production of huge amount of acetyl-CoA. And fate of acetyl-CoA, we all know that the TCA cycle, cholesterol synthesis, fatty acid synthesis and ketone body synthesis. As there is increased NADH NAD ratio, what happens? Oxaloacetate of TCA cycle is converted to malate. So acetyl-CoA cannot be combined with the oxaloacetate to form citrate. So there is a decreased TCA cycle. So acetyl-CoA cannot enter into the TCA cycle. Second fate is, so the acetyl-CoA enters into the either cholesterol biosynthesis or fatty acids biosynthesis or ketone body formation. So there is an increased fatty acids biosynthesis. So there is increased fatty acid concentration in the blood. And also, as there is a NADH-NAD ratio is increased, NADH-NAD ratio is increased, so beta oxidation of fatty acid is stopped. So fatty acid cannot be catabolized. So there is an increased fatty acid concentration in the blood, and so there is a increased fatty acid in the liver, and there is a formation of TG, and there is a formation of fatty liver. Then hyperuricemia. Next presentation of chronic toxicity of ethanol is hyperuricemia. As there is an increased lactic acid production, there is a competition between lactic acid and uric acid in the renal tubules for their excretion. So uric acid level will increase in the plant. So these are the presentation of chronic toxicity of ethanol. That's all for today. Thank you.